What's up? I'm Rob Marinek from The Border. I'm the numbers guy here. I have an accounting and software development background. And what I'm showing you today is a new scoring system we're working on here that attempts to remove the 100% subjectivity in current skateboarding judging. It's basically a trick-for-trick scoring system. This all started with discussions we had with Tim McFerrin from World Skateboarding. Dude's got a great sports brain. He's always pushing us to do innovative and new things like the head-to-head format at Kimberly Diamond Cup and the first instant scoring system we did with him probably 10 years ago now. So in a nutshell, here's the approach we took. I took a skateboarding trick and broke it down into 4 basic parts. There's a way you can enter the trick, which is regular, switch, nollie, half cab, and then there's the trick itself. Kickflip, 360 flip, a 180, a backside 360. Then there's the optional slide grind manual portion. You can also do a trick out, so that's the 4th segment. Combine all the values in there and you end up with millions of skateboarding tricks. It's nearly infinite, the number of skateboarding tricks that are out there. So making a simple list and assigning a value to every skateboarding trick just simply isn't possible. So on top of that, you also have to consider the obstacle it's done on, and style matters. My kickflip is not the same as your kickflip. We're always going to have a portion of skateboard judging that's got a little bit of subjectivity to it like that. So we've addressed all those things in this first round attempt of trick-for-trick scoring system, and what I'm showing you today is a demo. Let's get right into it. So we're starting out here in the trick-for-trick scoring system with a few sample events. The first thing we're going to do is go through the Kimberly Diamond Cup final bracket round. That Luan versus Nyjah final head-to-head battle down there at Kimberly was insane. Some of the best skateboarding we see all year long ends up being way down there in South Africa. It's awesome. Anyway, we're going to log the tricks from that and get going here. The first thing we do is we set up the course. You need to go through the course, pull out all the obstacles, and assign a percentage increase that your logged trick is going to get based on the obstacle that you did it on. For example, you might do a kickflip. If you do it over the big rail, your bonus percentage is 140%. But if you do it on the flat up the ledge, you only get 7%. All of these percentage values are assigned to everything on the course that you set up ahead of time, so you can log the trick and also log the portion or the part of the course that you did the trick on, which of course affects the overall point value. So I've got the whole course set up here, and we're ready to actually log tricks from that event. So it's Nyjah and Luan in that event. I'm going to choose Nyjah here. There's only one run in this final bracket. So this is our entry screen for logging a trick. As I mentioned, we broke the trick down. We break skateboarding tricks down into 4 segments. The orientation, which is how you enter into the trick. It can be regular, switch, cab, full cab. The trick itself. Then there's the optional slide grind manual portion, and then there's an optional trick out. And then, of course, is the obstacle that you did it on. Add all these up, and you get the point value that you get for that trick. So going right into it, I have the video of the Kimberly Diamond Cup finals queued up right here that we're going to get going on logging. We're going to only be watching Nyjah.
Nyjah ranked 4th with the World Skateboard Federation.
So Nyjah comes right in with a kickflip backflip. So a kickflip backside lip slide on the big rail, right? So the trick logger is quickly doing all of this as the event and the jam goes down. I'm going to be pausing to explain, every step here. But as these tricks get logged, the judges see a live auto updating screen in real time of the points accumulating for the skater. We'll get to how that factors in later, but that first trick Nyjah just did was a regular kickflip, backside lip slide, no trick out on the big rail. That adds up to 19 points. I hit log trick and we're ready for his next one. Coming back over here and watching Nyjah.
Looser trucks, equally tacked. Yes. Then we got a little stiff.
Nyjah does a kickflip from the from flat. Whoops, no slide or grind out, and it's on the flat into the bank. That's worth 6.3. So on to his next trick, where he does a frontside 360 up the step-up gap. Frontside 360 is 18 points. Step-up gap is a 7% bump from that. Pretty basic on anything you're kind of doing up that little baby step up, so you only get 5 points from that.
And Nyjah said it in his interview with you earlier. Oh, I got to skate against guys like Luan. So, you know, I can't take the back of his mind the whole time. Can't take it for granted. And this is what we came here for.
Wow, backside 270 lip slide. So regular is the default here. I'm doing a bunch of little things to try to make it as easy as possible for the trick logger. So that's a backside 270 lip slide to frontside lip slide on the big rail for Nyjah. He gets another 19 points out of that. We're coming back over here to continue to log.
Get to the park and they look around and they see which one of their friends made it to the contest. They know what's ahead of them. Felix, this is why we spent 30 hours getting to South Africa.
Wow. Backside flip off the A-frame, bank to flat. Bumps Nyjah up by another 13 points.
For this moment right here, for this 4-minute jam, that's gone over.
Yeah, Ryan Clements from the border on the announcing right now, along with Felix.
Nyjah just watching. Yeah, you saw that smirk. I just saw that 270. It was like,
so Nyjah's got cab back lip. So that is a different way to enter into the trick. So we're doing it. That's basically a full cab. Backside lip slide. Whoops, full cab. It's full cab. It's still an ollie, and then the slide grind manual is backside lip slide. And that's on the big rail. So he gets a pretty decent point value for that because the big rail has a 100% trick bonus to it. Down here you get the segments that tell you how the amount was calculated. For the stance or the orientation, that was 10. The trick is 2. The slide grind manual optional portion was a 3.5. He didn't do anything out. Subtotal is 15.5. Your obstacle bonus is 100% on the big rail. 31 points is what you get. So we log trick and continue to watch Nyjah's run.
He's like, I got it.
Right here at this point, it's pretty much the same here on out. I'm just going to log all the tricks, discuss some things like weaknesses that might come up with the system. But for purposes of this video, it's all going to be fast forwarded. There's another video out there that isn't fast forwarded where if you really want to get nerdy and watch the whole thing and listen to me talk, you can do that. But right here, we're going to fast forward to the end for you. Okay. Continuing with Nyjah, we got a nollie frontside feeble grind. So the orientation is nollie. The trick is a frontside feeble grind on the A-frame, bank to rail with a 13% bonus there. He gets 19.77.
Better than the nollie front feeble. See that big tray flip on the nollie board. Nyjah in the foreground skating away. The nollie board in the back. A minute and 15 seconds.
Checking him out.
Falls.
Checking him off the list over there on the left. Alright, so what's Nyjah got on the big rail here? He's got a fakie 5-0. Damn. Wow, that is nuts. A fakie ollie 5-0. That was a fakie ollie frontside 5-0 grind on the big rail. I think that should have been more than 18 points. There's some weaknesses in certain areas of the system where easier tricks combined to make really difficult tricks don't quite get the point value they deserve. This is round 1 of this system. We're gonna figure out how to address all of these little things as we iterate through different versions and fine tune this whole thing. But anyway, that fakie ollie
Frontside 5-0 on the big rail logged is 18 additional points added to Nigel's list. Over here, you get a confirmation of what was logged, how many points he's at, how many makes and bails he's at, and all that. So let's continue on here.
Oh, no! Hearts above the rail. First fall, then a half in.
So Nigel here has a nollie. Oh, it's a bail. Nollie, backside 180, nose grind, and it's a backside nose grind. Nollie, backside 180, backside nose grind on the A-frame, bank to rail. But it's a bail. So obviously his 19.77 points are going to be worth 0.
Oh, they both take their first fall. Look at that. Nigel's going for hard tricks. He's not holding back at this point. He's not going outside flip. Nigel's not going through the motions like he did in his last year. He definitely turned it into that next gear. I'm back in that switch 360 roll.
Damn, switch Smith grind. Switch ollie, frontside Smith grind on the big rail. So he gets a banger out of that one, 40 points. Nuts.
Backside tailside on the bench, keeping it street, little dance. Lewan having fun out there.
So Nigel now gets the nollie, backside 180, backside nose grind, and he is out. He gets it's the out trick on that is forward, and that's on the A-frame bank to rail. 22 points for that one.
Wow, the nollie 180 back nose grind, 180 out. Coming out the right way, the forward way. So street, switch hip up the loading dock, switch frontside flip manual. I mean, this is what he was doing in practice.
Nigel's
right?
keeping
Just
it pretty
rolling around and
casual here
skating like
between
that.
tricks.
Pro skateboarder Brian Della Torre was just...
So we got backside 180 nose grind, regular, backside 180, backside nose grind on the big rail. 15 accumulated for Nigel there.
This consistent. It's amazing when you see it in person for the first time. It's mind-blowing. Yeah, he's like, I don't come to a lot of contests. Well, he's skating our qual.
Basic frontside 180 on the flat, from the flat into, oops, oh, not slide grind manual, it's into the bank. And then coming up here, he's going to cab flip up to step up. Full cab, kick flip, up, step up. Logging that one.
Right? This happens in front of you. It's unbelievable. Yeah, it is shocking. Oh, so popped. Anytime you want to hate, when you see this in person, it will shut you up. Oh, a little bit too high for the switch straight. Nigel will take
So, switch frontside blunt slide. Man. Switch ollie, frontside blunt slide on the big rail. For Nigel, 43 points. Super difficult trick.
Just over a minute to go. Nigel's rail game is so strong, isn't it? It is.
Nollie frontside nose grind. Frontside nose grind on the A-frame, bank to rail.
Luan's also been doing a little real street skating, like switch hip up the loading dock, the back tail on the ledge. The judges noticed that. They definitely noticed that. Both skaters, it's only their third time skating for both of them. Who do you got right now? Nigel's going to take a sip of water. Nigel's taking a break. There's this switch 360.
Nigel is chilling between these bangers.
Perfect. What
Here is, oh my god. Half cab, ollie, backside Smith grind, backside 180 out on the big rail. Nuts. There, I believe, is another weakness in the system. That I think should be in the mid-30s range on points. And just some of the other little things we need to address there.
That's just too much. That's just too much. Half cab
That was
backspin, 180
nuts.
out is too much.
So there was a backside big flip up the step up.
Man, I'll never count Luan out. No. Just Nigel's really making it hard for him. Yeah, it's not easy at the moment. Look at this.
Switch backside lip slide. Switch ollie. Backside lip slide on the big rail.
That's like too easy for him, right? That's one of his easy ones. Shoving it out of that one. He's calling Nigel.
So here we got cab flip, full cab, kick flip on the A-frame, bank to flat, but it's a bail. 0 points for that, of course.
Nigel going for tough moves at the end. Is there time for one more? How do you still have that backside flip left in you? Yes, he's got that flip. Man, these guys are champions. Oh, there's no way. It's still a minute to go. Don't forget. There's no way. We have 5-minute jams going. Oh, my God. Yeah, they had a 4-minute timer up on the screen. It's not 4 minutes.
Switch frontside feeble. Switch ollie. Frontside feeble grind on the big rail.
Frontside feeble. It's not even fair anymore, Ryan. No, this is too good. Oh, my God. Does he still have the flip over the sidewalk?
Nollie frontside 5-0. On the A-frame, bank to rail.
Oh my gosh! I thought there was no way he could still have that left in him. No one else here can do that, I don't think. I mean, maybe Dennis Bujans can do it. He's not here. Look how focused Nigel is. The crowd is going crazy here in Kimberly. Nigel still has to turn it up another notch.
Nigel backside flip over the rail the hard way. So that's the way we're handling the hard way is basically that's an alley-oop. It's a little more than a 180. So the backside flip the hard way over the rail is an alley-oop backside flip. No slide grinder manual, no trick out. The obstacle is over the big rail. So that one's logged. Insane. Wow, hurricane. So that's a frontside 180. Wait, hold on. That's ollie. That's a frontside hurricane grind on the A-frame bank to rail.
Guys are not human. Unbelievable.
This is insane seeing this go down in person. Such good skating. So here comes Nigel with an attempt on a backside 270 nose blunt. Backside 270 to frontside nose blunt slide down the big rail, but it was a bail. Would have been 23 points. And so I believe that was the end of his jam.
That's it. They're like, I'm done.
Yep. So that's it for Nigel's jam. We've logged all of his tricks here. He's got a total of 476 points with 22 makes and 3 bails tallied by the system. The procedure from here is that the judges now enter their traditional score, their subjective portion of the scoring. That combined with the system trick for trick score here is going to be Nigel's final score. The judges will have access to, and the audience and whoever's watching or whoever needs it will have access to the full documentation of everything that went down in Nigel's run. The amount of points assigned to each segment of each trick he did, the total, and whether or not it was a bail or not, and his total makes and bails and percents and all these crazy stats like that. Now we're going to go through and do the same thing for for Luan's run and see where we end up at. So we've got Nigel's run logged, and now we're moving on to Luan. Over here I've got the KDC video queued up again, and let's get it going. First trick is 360 flip into the flat bank. No slide grind manual, no trick out, and that's the flat into the bank. It's basic 360 flip. Oops.
Different styles. But one more
into frontside flip to disaster. Frontside flip disaster on the big quarter.
Equally tacked. Yes. Then we got a little
Frontside flip over the A-frame. Frontside flip over the A-frame, bank to rail. Over the A-frame, bank to rail right there.
trucks, a little bit more of a calculated, rigid approach. And I just said it in his interview with you earlier. Oh, I got to skate against guys like Luan. So, you know, I can't take back of the
Kick flip, backside, nose slide on the medium hubba.
whole time. Can't take it for granted. And this is what we came here
Now
for.
heel flip. Whoops. Now heel flip, and that's over the flat bar. Right there.
You kind of see it when these guys get to the front.
Frontside blunt slide on the ledge. Frontside blunt slide on the high. That's the high ledge.
Look around and they see which one of their friends made it to the contest. They know what's ahead of them.
Backslip flip on the bank to wall.
This is why we spent 30 hours getting to South Africa, getting to Kimberley for this
Backslip
moment.
big flip up, step up.
This moment right here for this 4-minute jam that's gone over 45 seconds without a fall.
So that's a frontside flip. Frontside flip, and that's over the downhill mani pad for a 12% boost.
Nigel just watching.
Whoa. Switch, frontside. What? No, that's a switch ollie. Tail slide, switch ollie, frontside tail slide, and that's backside 270 out on the small hubba.
Just watching. Yeah, you saw that smirk. I didn't hold on that 270. And he's like, oh, man. He's like, oh, man. Nigel had to turn up right there. He's like, I got to do it.
Half cab crooked grind. Whoops, half cab ollie. Crooked backside crooked grind on the high ledge.
Half cab crooks. The one putting it down. Meet it at the quarter pipe. Doesn't get any better than nollie from feeble. See that big tray flip on the nollie board.
Nollie board slide. Nollie backboard on the A-frame, bank to rail.
Nigel in the foreground skating away. The nollie board in the back. A minute and 15 seconds. No falls. No falls. Luan coming in hot.
360 flip to flat. A-frame, bank to flats.
Free flip again. And Nigel saw it. What's he got? Nigel fakey 5-0. Oh, no.
Ooh, hard flip over the rail. Slot hard flip over the A-frame, bank to rail to bail. 0 points for that. We're still logging it though.
Oh, they both take their first fall. Look at that. Nigel's going for hard tricks. He's not holding back at this point. He's not going back.
Wow. Switch, frontside flip on down the big 4 block.
Nigel's not going through the motions like he did in his last year. He definitely turned it into that next gear.
All right, that's a switch frontside 360 on the bank to wall.
Back in that switch 360 wall.
Nice little backside tail slide on the high ledge.
Backside tail slide on the bench, keeping it street. A little dance. Luan having fun out there. Getting be psyched. Wow, the Nolly 180 back nose grind. 180 out. Coming out the
Switch heel. Switch heel flip, and that was up the ledge.
way. The
Keeping it so street. Switch heel flip the loading
Switch,
dock.
frontside flip, manual. Switch frontside flip manual on that's the downhill mani pad. 36.8, that's pretty high. The way I have it configured now, manuals have a pretty high point value. That's just one of those weaknesses that we'll address. Not necessarily weakness, but there's things that cause what I don't know how I would call it, like just basically the incorrect point value to be assigned to a trick. I don't think the switch flip mani down that mani pad should get 36 points. It's probably more like a 25 point item. Manis are super difficult, but that is a little high for that. Anyway,
Flip manual.
keep
I mean,
going.
this is what he was doing in practice, right? Just rolling around and skating like that. Pro skateboarder Brian Delatorre was just talking to me. He's like, I didn't know
Half
they were.
cab. Half cab ollie, backside nose slide, backside 270 out on the up the out ledge.
It's consistent.
It's amazing when you see it in person for the first time. It's mind-blowing.
Yeah, he's like, I don't come to a lot of contests. Well, he skated in our qualifiers yesterday.
And it's not the same as seeing it on TV.
Right?
This
No, it's
happens in front of you. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, it is shocking.
Nollie flip over, nollie kick flip over the A-frame bank to rail. One thing I haven't mentioned here yet is how important the job of the trick logger is. Obviously you need to be a full expert on skateboarding. You also need to be extremely familiar with the street course and how it was set up to know how to quickly log all of these tricks being done. And finally, you need to have the judgment to use this other feature that we built into the system, which basically allows you to override the point value calculated by the system in the case that it's truly really incorrect, or in another case where an unloggable trick has been done. I call that the Willie Akers effect. Willie Akers takes a run. He's a very creative skateboarder. Every time he skates, he's going to do something that you never thought of, and he's going to skate a particular part of the course that no one's ever skated and you didn't even think to set up in the system to assign a percentage value to. What's going to happen in those cases is the trick logger, skateboard expert sitting here at the keyboard, is going to have to make a judgment call on what to assign that unloggable trick. That basically is done down here, where you can just override the description and you can override the points if needed. I'm not going to do that for any of these that I'm logging right now. But anyway, we're logging nollie kickflip over the A-frame bank to rail for Luan that just went down. Continuing on.
Oh, so popped.
Anytime you want to hate, when you see this in person, it will shut you up.
Switch 360 flip on the A-frame bank to flat. That's a bail, 0 points.
A little bit too high for the switch straight.
Nigel will take advantage of that with a
Oh, yeah, they will.
Just over a minute to go.
If Nigel's rail game is so strong.
Luan going back.
But you see, Luan's also been doing
He's
a little
gonna
real
try
street
the
skating, like
60
switch
flip
heel flip
again,
the
but-
loading dock, the back tail on the ledge.
Oh, bails it again.
They definitely know.
Switch 360 flip on the A-frame bank to flat. Bailed, another 0.1. And you're going to see here that I have this, I built in this feature on this first round that prevents you from accidentally duplicating a logged trick. One thing I didn't think of is, sometimes you bail a trick more than once, and the system here is preventing you from logging that. That's another thing that I have to fix in round 2 and figure out how to handle that. Anyway, it's the second bail for Luan on the switch 360 flip.
Who do you got right now? Where's going to take a sip of water?
He's trying it again,
Just
third
taking a
time.
break.
He
There's the
got it
switch
this time.
360 flip. Third attempt.
All right, so there's the switch 360 flip on the A-frame, bank to flat, and it's not a bail. And that one gets logged for 26 points.
Perfect.
What gear does Nigel need to take it to? Oh, wow. That's just too much. That's just too much.
Half cab, backspin, 180 out.
Nollie flip down, small stair set. Nollie kick flip, small stair set.
Too much.
1 and then
Man, I'll never
360
count Luan
flip,
out.
no slide, bailed. 360 flip, nose backside nose slide on the small hubba, bailed for 0 points.
Just man, Nigel's really making it hard for him.
Yeah, it's not easy at the moment. Look at this.
Switchback lip.
That's like too easy for him, right? That's one of his easy ones.
360 flip, no slide, made. Whoops. 360 flip, backside nose slide on the small hubba.
I think Luan should have shoved it out of that one.
He's calling Nigel.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, I got the 360 flip nose slide. Nigel going for tough moves at the end.
Is there time for Luan?
Luan, backside flipping. Backside flip into the flat into the bank.
How do you still have that backside flip left in
Switch
you?
frontside 360. Frontside 360. Up the step up.
Yes, he's got that flip.
Man, these
so
guys are champions.
good. Oh,
There's no
it's
way.
still a minute to go. Don't forget.
There's no way.
We have 5-minute jams going.
Oh my God.
Yeah, they had a 4-minute timer up on the screen. It's not 4 minutes.
Switch frontside feeble. It's not even fair anymore, Ryan.
No, this is too good.
Oh man,
Oh my
Luan,
God, does
here's
he
where he
still
kick
have
flipped
the
the
flip over the
entire
sidewalk?
manual pad. Insane. So that's a basic trick by itself. A kick flip, 6 points. Do it over the whole mani pad. Over the flat mani pad, and it's bumped up to 27 points. You get 350% bonus for doing a trick over the flat mani pad. That was insane.
There's no way he can still have that left in him.
No one else here can do that.
Especially after
maybe
4
Dennis
minutes of
Bruce
that
can do
kind
it.
of
He's not
skating.
here.
Look how focused Nigel is.
The crowd is going crazy here in Kimberly.
Nigel still has to turn it up another notch. Oh my gosh! The
Alright, what's
backside
Luan
flip
got?
out behind the
Nollie backside flip. Nollie backside flip over the A-frame bank to rail. Yep.
Oh, and some more. Nollie backside flip over the rail.
These guys are not human.
Nuts.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Oh my gosh! Switch big flip.
Switch, big flip, big heel. Switch, front side, big heel, down the big 4 block. That's a bail for 0 points.
He collapses.
Nuts.
Backside 270. No split. He collapses. This is it. This is it. The buzzer beaters right here.
That's
Wow,
it.
crazy. All right, so where are we at? Looks like Luan's got 477 points racked up. His listed tricks and all the point values assigned to each are here for the trick logger to review. Meanwhile, the judges get their full documentation if they care to look on everything that went down, the point values assigned. And we could see here, initially, the trick for trick scoring system has given Luan the win. Luan has 477 points racked up. Nigel barely behind him, insane, 476 points. Nearly identical. I can imagine the judges went through the same thing in their minds as this computer just did. Those were both extremely difficult performances on both of their parts. Super rad skating, just different. Like Luan's is more technical, and Nyjah focused more on the big rails, but also had his own dosage of insane tech factored in there, like the alley-oop backside flip over the rail. So here, it's basically in the judges' hands now to factor in their subjective portion of the scoring. What that ends up being is an amount to be determined. It could be 10%, it could be 40%. It might be variable based on the actual event. And when in the final version of our system here, it's going to be something that you can configure. So that's how the trick for trick system first draft that we made pans out for the Kimberley Diamond Cup Skateboarding World Championships down there in South Africa. Thanks for checking out the video.